for keepsake, alright? So this is how you're going to do it. Right, page 142. Question 10. How to write the formula if you're given this example again. Will you look up? Right, so this is what you'll do. So forget about this for a second. The first thing you do is you look at the y's. Forget about the x's. Look at how the y's work. The y's go up in 3. That's the first thing you'll do. So the y's go up in 3 times something. So first of all, you'll try x, 3 times x. Does that work? And then you'll try this, 3 times x. Does that work? 3x. So you'll try the first value, 2 into, replace x with 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is not the correct number. 6 is the next value. Alright, then you put in, replace x with 3. 3 times 3 is, y is 9. It's not working, is it? So the next step is, the number that we're getting on this side, on the y value, is too big. So we need to bring it down. So that means we need to bring it down. We need to try that. So try that now. Put in x, replace x with 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Alright? If this was still too big, if the y value that was coming out was still too big, what would you do? You'd try x minus 2, wouldn't you? Yeah. That's the next stage. Alright? Yeah. Right, so what are the steps? If I want to write an equation for this, look at the change in the y value, which is 3. So we start off with y equal to 3, brackets. And in the brackets, first of all, we'll try x and see if that works. Test it. And if that doesn't work, next stage, try x minus 1.
What fits, what multiplies right.
What fits, that's exactly it. Yeah. Right. So I rearranged that formula by multiplying. You can also write it like this, which is a line formula. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times minus 1, minus 3. Right, that's the equation of a line formula. Test your expression in the above using the numbers in the row of the table. So test it by...
Use any row.
Any row at all, yeah. So we'll use the first and the second. So y is equal to 3 times 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 times 3, that's equal to 3. Y is equal to 3. And the next one. So that's 3 times 2, that's 6. Alright, all the y values are coming out correctly.
Sure, see how you're putting up there 3 times 3 minus 1? Is that not 5?
Now, first of all, you do what's inside the brackets. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Yeah? Jim uses 60 posts for his fence. Find the number of rails he needs. Alright, 60 posts. So y represents posts, isn't it? Right, x is the posts and y is equal to rails. So x is posts and y is rails. He uses 60 posts, so I'm going to replace x with 60. 60 posts. So the equation, I'll use this equation here. That one there. So 60 posts. So replace x with 60. That's 180 minus 3, which is?
Instead of doing that, could you go 60 by, you can do this.
You can do it by trial now.
Take away 3.
You can do it by trial now, yeah. So that's 177. You can use it by trial now. You don't have to use the equation now at all.
179.
17. Well, that's the equation. And I replaced x with.
Why did you replace it with 3 there?
I replaced x with 60.
Yeah, but see how you replaced minus 3? Why did you use minus 3 instead of minus 1 this time?
Well, that's the formula. See up here on the left hand side? Remember, that's the formula that we created?
Yeah, that's minus 1.
Yeah, when you multiply 3 times x, you get 3x.
Yeah.
3 times minus 1 is minus 3. They're the same formulas. I just used this formula for handiness sake.
But you could use the other one.
You could use the other one, but you get the same answer. You forgot to multiply the 3 times the minus 1, which is minus 3.
Oh, you have to do that anyway and take it away.
Yeah. Alright. Alan thinks that an alternative rule to find the number of rails is to multiply the number of posts by 3 and then subtract 3 from the answer. Alternative rule to find the number of rails. To multiply the number of posts by 3. Write an algebraic expression to represent Alan's rule using x and x represent the number of posts and y to represent the number of rails. Right. So x is posts and y is rails. So Alan says multiply the number of posts by 3. So posts is the x value, isn't it? Posts. So 3x. He said 3x. Does that work? 3x and then subtract 3 from the answer. So multiply the number of posts by 3 and then subtract 3. So isn't that the same equation?
So nice equation.
Yeah. It's the same equation really, isn't it? Look at 3x minus 3. It's just written differently, that's all. What? It's the same. Use Anne's rule to find out how many rails are needed if 10 posts are used. Yeah. So x is posts and y is rails. Use Anne's rules to find how many rails are needed if 10 posts are used. So 10 posts.
27.
That's it. 27 rails. Use Anne's rule to find out how many posts. So posts are x if there are 228 rails. The other way around. So you put the rails are y. Yeah. 10 in the question. 10 posts, x. Posts are x, rails are y. In this one, it gives you the number of y, it gives you the number of rails. So, will you have a go at that? Will you have a go at that first? I'm just going to stop that video now.